Hey there, Wayne Herring, Stronger Salespeople. And I want to address a question that was asked by John in our Sales Growth Fitness program. So John leads a team of 3 people. They are an independent insurance agent. And John has worked with these people without being much of a close manager. He hasn't directed goal setting. They haven't done projections. There hasn't been a lot of accountability. And they're in a business and an industry, like many, where they didn't have to work as hard at selling. It was more taking orders, getting repeat referral customers in, family members, same people coming in as they would buy a new automobile, move, get a new home, etc. And in today's world, that business, maybe like yours, is very competitive. And they need to be on it all the time. So here's the question, and John, here's your answer. John is working on his, or you in this case, his document that we work on. And this is a framework that I first learned from Taki Moore in my Coach Mastermind program. And what we do when you're the business owner, when you're the one who is driving the sales and marketing strategy, the growth strategy, you're going to sit down and we're going to work on 3-year dreams and have you write down, yes, it's important that you write down 3-year dreams, how you want your money to look, how do you want your freedom or flexibility to be, how do you want your frustration level to change. So we work on 3-year dreams, and then when we come up with those 3-year dreams, some of that will be money, some of that will be freedom, some of that will be personal stuff. The next thing we do is we work on your 12-month goals. Many of you know the acronym SMART. We make sure that they're smart. So this is where some of your numbers and projections for the company are going to come in. Dollars, sales, revenue, profit are going to come in 12-month goals. And we're going to pick 3 to 5 key goals for the year. 90 days, these are projects. So every 90 days, and that's about as much as we can really focus on in our world that moves so quickly. Every 90 days, you're going to come up with 3 to 5 projects. Now, in our Sales Growth Fitness program, most of those projects are going to be related to generating leads, getting your pipeline to flow better. It'll be on your delivery side of things, where you deliver the service or the promises, which will affect, of course, reputation and future referrals. Or it's going to be on the farming side of things, working with current clients, getting referrals, farming what you've already got. And so we do this, the business owner, John, you're going to do this, and then we're going to work every week with a Post-it note to set out what are the 3 to 4 things that you can be doing to make sure you get your 3 to 5 projects done, which will frame into your 12-month goals. So here's the question. We're working on them, or your salespeople. And John, your question is, are my goals that I'm working on for each of them what they should fill in? Or are they going to have the freedom to fill this out kind of their heart's content? Well, here's what happens when you're working with salespeople. I believe when it comes to 12 months in a bubble up and top down forecast methodology or goals for the year. So they should be bubbling up to you what goals they're going to hit in 12 months, number goals, SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time and date stamp. They should be bubbling that up, but also you need some top-down negotiation power, and you're the one that pays the bills, and you're the one who is ultimately going to answer for how well the company does. So you need to retain veto power, and you need to push and pull with them. So some of the people that are currently in the fitness program have people who have been with you for a while, but they've never done goal setting, and you're stretching and pushing now because you're in the program in a way that you haven't in the past. Well, they're not going to be able to do the bubble up. They're not going to be able to tell you the goals. They don't have the vision. You do. They don't see things the way that you do. They don't know where you're going with all of this. So you're going to really need to help those people that have been with you for a long time but haven't been stretched like this. Also, like Jeff, you have a new person who has sold in other businesses before, but not in yours. And the trick is you're learning a bit what it's like to work with a salesperson, coach them, and get them going. But you're going to know more because you've done the sales role and the sales job. So you're going to need to guide them more specifically with what goes in the 12-month goal box for sales, revenue, new clients, new, even bids in your world, Jeff. It's worthwhile to measure that and then measure close rate. We'll work on that. So a new person to you, or somebody who's been on your team for a while and just hasn't had accountability like this, you're going to need to help. But when you've had somebody for a while and who's gone through a goal setting annually, they're going to be closer. Your people in that arena are going to come in all shapes and sizes. Some of them are not going to stretch themselves and not going to push, and you're going to have to. Some of them are going to over project, and you want to help reel them back in and make it realistic so that there's no excuses down the road. Like, oh, I always project, that's just how I roll. Well, that's not what we're doing here. We're getting this thing right. Now, how this works for your salespeople and why it's important is we want them to have 3-year dreams. We want them to connect what they're doing in your business to their personal dreams. How do they want their money to be? What will life be like in 3 years? How old will their kids be? Do they have a dream to go on a vacation? Do they have a dream to have a new house? Do they have a dream to have an automobile? So when it comes to your people, you're going to prescribe this a bit more, but we want to connect it to their dreams, and you want to know to the degree that they're willing and trusting to share that with you what their dreams are. Now, when it comes to this exercise with your people, in the 90 days, this isn't like, for you, it's projects. So it could be that you are going to implement a new autoresponder email sequence for people that request a free thing from you, a free document, some free information. It could be that you're going to implement a email tracking program with your salespeople so that when a prospect opens an email, you know instantly at that time that they opened it. These could be projects that you're going to implement. Could be they're going to hire and fill a vacant territory for you or create a new territory. Those are all going to be projects that you do. They're bigger, you decide. But when it comes to your salespeople, in a way, they need to be playing a certain role in your company. They need to be like Charlie Chaplin. If you ever saw that old movie where he's on the assembly line, let's hope they're not, messing things up like him. But they have a part to play. So their projects, their 90 days, the things they're going to list are going to be more like, let's call it disciplines. So they're going to block out prospecting time 3 days a week for 2 50-minute sprints, for example. Or they're going to be sure weekly to reach out to 10 current customers. So, making that up off the top of my head, so 90 days for them is more like a discipline that they're going to stick to for 90 days and focus on and track. And it's going to be in their daily summary message to you so that as their sales manager, how well they did with those things you're focusing on for 90 days. So in their box, and you're going to be driving this as much as them, but it should be a conversation. It should be, these are the activities that we're going to do. These are the disciplines that we're going to implement so that you can help me, you can coach me, you can check on me. When it comes to their weekly, that's generally going to be things like how many new prospects never talked to before did I talk to. It's going to be weekly going over their baseline sales pipeline with you and what the movement was in a quick check-in meeting. These are things that are going to go in their weekly activity. But the important part is we help them see how what they do today, this week, in 90 days will lead to hitting the 12-month goals, which will lead to them getting their dreams. And of course, every 90 days, we're going to redo this with them because things just change so much in 90 days and we all need kind of a state change and a shift. I hope that helps. Pretty long 10-minute answer to the question, but should help you, John, and everybody else who watches this when you're thinking about your 3, 12, 90 and week versus your salespeople's more prescriptive from you 3, 12, 90 and week. Thanks. Wayne Herring, Stronger Salespeople. Have a great day.